What's going on? It's Cop Pizzle. I really wasn't planning on making this video, but the last, I'd say 36 hours kind of changed my mindset and encouraged me to make this video. Look, I get the excitement. I get the excitement of seeing the Giants on Saturday play pretty well and to see young guys who are like the new shiny Christmas gifts get on the field, put on the jersey, and play well and be excited. I understand being excited about that. I get that. I completely get that. Giants fans haven't had a lot to be excited about over the last decade plus now. You know, it's been a frustrating time. And to a lot of young guys, a lot of young Giant fans, you don't really know hardly what success is. I mean, because it's been a minute for the Giants, you know. So, I guess my job as a 30-plus year Giants fan and one that's been on YouTube now for 18 of those years is to help bring some guidance here. You know, help, relay what's really going on. As a fan base, we need to seriously calm down. We need to chill out. Here's my thoughts on that. First, let's start with Carter. We have had talented players on this team that have been some of the best players at their position on this team here recently. I mean, when you think about Saquon Barkley, when you think about OBJ, look, OBJ at one time was knocking on the door of the best receiver in the league, when he was running real good with us. Here, even more recently, we've had arguably the best defensive tackle in the league in Dexter Lawrence. And we haven't had a lot of success with that. So I'm excited about Carter. I know everyone's going like, oh, he bends like this and look, I get that. Cool. I hope he stays healthy. And I hope as a Giants fan base, we don't ruin this guy. We let him go out there and do his thing, learn how to be a pro, make sure that he does all the right things off the field. Let's remember that, okay? Because you can't say that for everybody that was talented that's come across this team. Look, I would argue that Lawrence Taylor isn't Lawrence Taylor in today's world, right? Lawrence Taylor was perfect in the era in which he played in, and still to this day is the greatest defensive player, if not football player, of all time, right? But Lawrence Taylor would have a hard time in today's world. So let's not forget that about Carter. We have to keep that in check. We have to make sure he stays healthy. We've had some good success with Dexter Lawrence. Dexter Lawrence is a phenomenal player both on and off the field for the Giants. He's I know he's a quiet kind of person. I wish he was a little bit more rah-rah, but he lets his play on the field do the talking. We'll see about Carter. It's just been one preseason game. We'll see. The biggest concern that I have is Jackson Dart. And look, I've already made the video because I honestly already believe it, that Jackson Dart will be better eventually than even Eli Manning. Now, in order for Dart to do that, he needs to at least produce 2 Super Bowls. I get that. But, what he did at Ole Miss, which is the same college Eli did, he's already off to a good start. Here's my thing on Dart. And I understand guys are going to break down tape and people are going to make, content and fans are going to say all they want to. We said this same shit about Daniel Jones. We did. And I got the content to prove it. All you got to do is go through the content and look at. We don't even have to look at Daniel's rookie training camp preseason. Just look at when he came into his first game against Tampa and what were Giant fans saying then. The point being is, here's my concern. Okay, and you might say, well, Pizzle, what's this all about? Here's my concern, because this is what I said. And you got to remember, I'm a 30-plus year Giants fan. I've been down the road before. I've seen this song and dance. As soon as Russ struggles, because that's coming, we don't know when, but it's going to come. Giant fans are going to remember what they have seen in this preseason. And already, what happened in Buffalo is enough for them to go ahead and pour gasoline on that fire. But we have to remember, as a fan base, as content creators, as we're all in this fucking thing together, man. And if we all agree that it would be better for Dart to sit this year, and look, I think Dart's gonna give Russ a run for his money. I really do. I think he's gonna be all up on that ass. No pause. We have to remember the long-term goal here with Dart. We have to remember the long-term goal. You know, if Russ struggles, you can't have the whole MetLife fucking booing him out the damn building. And then you got Brian Daboll saying, shit, I got to keep my job. Let's throw Dart out there. And then all of a sudden, Dart gets a little bit of success because they don't have any tape on him. And then we've got the whole Daniel Jones thing again. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you can sit here and say, well, Daniel didn't have any talent. The Giants ruined Daniel Jones. That's why I think it's ridiculous that some of these content creators go around saying, well, this is why Daniel Jones failed and why Jackson Dart will succeed. The team that you supposedly love is what broke that man. That's what's facts. We watched this organization and this team break the ending of a 2-time Super Bowl MVP, potential Hall of Famer in Eli Manning, and destroy the start of a career in Daniel Jones. We cannot allow that to happen again. We can't. We cannot allow that to happen. We need to make sure this offensive line, which, by the way, when you go back and you look at the TD pass that Jackson Dart threw, our offensive line got fucking beat on that play. And Dart took a hit. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, you may sit here and say, well, no big deal, no big deal. Take enough hits, it'll change a man. Okay, we don't know what really went on with the Daniel Jones thing. And I'm optimistic about Dart. I want to see Dart. I love the swag. I love everything that I'm hearing and seeing and all this and that. I love it all. But as Giant fans, we have to keep ourselves in check. It is time for us as a fan base, as a community, as content creators to do our part as well. You see these guys making content, saying things, understand it's your role to remind them like, hey, we cooking a fucking brisket here. Low and slow. Like my boy Dash said. It's really important right now that this fan base doesn't ruin this. Because I can see it now. If the Giants start 0-2, which I don't think we are. I don't think we're starting 0-2, but I can see it now. We start 0-2. Russ has a bad first half on Monday Night Football on national television against Kansas City. The Boo Birds are going to get nasty. And we have to understand that may not be the right thing to do. Guys, I want the next decade for us to be special. I want the next decade to be really special. And we have cornerstone pieces at at several different positions. If Andrew Thomas can stay healthy, that's a great left tackle. If Malik Neighbors can stay healthy, that's a great receiver. If Dart can stay healthy, that's going to be a great franchise quarterback. If Abdul Carter and Dexter Lawrence can stay healthy, these are monsters. Could be a fucking real deal thing. But only we as a fan base can fuck this up. Only we can, in my opinion. We have to keep ourselves in check. We have to run down them Cowboys, run down them Eagles, and run down them Commanders and take what is rightfully ours, the NFC East crown, and go get back where we rightfully belong. And that's the top of the fucking mountain, dude. I'm tired of watching the Eagles win Super Bowls. I'm tired of it. As a fan base, we have to do our job. Don't get fucking teased out of your mind because of a preseason game. Don't allow these content creators to do all this nonsense. Dizzle loves you, man.